Do not spend this coin if you come across it in your pocket change or anywhere, because the last thing you want to do is accidentally spend this coin when in reality it's going to be worth a lot more money than just a little few pennies like this coin. Let's just jump right into this video. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this coin, but imagine spending some money at a local grocery store and they hand you this coin and you think, wow, this is garbage, I'm going to throw this away. Do not do that. This coin, this one little penny, sold for $84, and essentially all you need to know is that this is a late stage die cap strike. Without boring you with too many details, it is a mint error, and I will say this as well, the chances of you finding this is pretty slim because what you probably have is a damaged coin. Most coins that are showed to me are not errors, they are indeed damaged coins, whether that's intentional or not. Most people that have these type of coins, they are damaged and they're not worth money, but this penny was turned into $84. This coin looks like it might have gotten beat up, but the reality is this was struck on elliptical planchet, and this one sold for $180. Again, to keep it brief, typically coin planchets, which is the metal that the coins are struck on, they are very round, as we know. This one is not completely round, it's more of an oval look, and because it was graded by PCGS Image 64 and it was struck on an elliptical planchet, this one sold for $180. So this coin sold for $780. Again, not going to spend a ton of time, but this 1964 1-cent coin was struck on a corner clip planchet and it graded by PCGS Image 64 brown. So again, this planchet looked like this before it was struck, and somehow it went through the minting process, got through quality control, and it made it out into circulation before someone found it and got it graded, and it sold for $780. So this is a tough one. So this is a 1984 D 1-cent coin. Now if you look under the date, you're going to see a D mint mark. That stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was minted. So this coin was struck on a 100% unplated zinc planchet graded by PCGS Image 66. Now, what you need to be very careful of on these coins is that some people will get a normal looking copper 1984 penny, and what they'll do is they'll find a chemical and they will strip the coating off the coin and leave the zinc planchet underneath. And that's what you really need to be looking out for, because on this coin here, this should have been plated, but it was accidentally not plated. Regardless of how that happened exactly, whether it happens before or after, you know, depending on heats of the coin, sometimes the copper layer will not completely get laid on the coin properly. What's really important about this coin is that if you have one that looks like this, there is a chance that you have a coin that's worth $1,560. So this is a 1973 D 1-cent Lincoln coin, double denomination error, struck on a 10-cent planchet graded by PCGS Image 63. Now for this to happen, just really quick, this coin sold for $4,560, but for this to happen is so incredibly challenging because that means it would have to go through the minting process, and then it would have to get pulled back and re-put through a die, and it would have to be restruck. So there's a lot of really weird things happening here. When I see a coin like this, I do think it's intentional. By that I mean a mint employee got one of these coins and threw it back, and then it went through the process again. That's what I think happened here, and if you ever see anything like this, make sure you hold on to it. Be careful, because there are people out there that will take two coins together and they will strike them with a hammer and try to replicate this error. The way to tell that the coin is genuine is if you can see that Lincoln's face there is pointing in the right direction, Roosevelt's face there is also pointing in the right direction. It looks like you have two genuine coins that were merged together. So that's what happened here. This is called a double denomination error. Essentially, the denomination is the Roosevelt dime is a 10-cent coin and the penny is a cent coin. So you have two denominations in one, and that's why it's called a double denomination error, and it sold for $4,560. One of my favorite coins here, this coin sold for $58,800. This is a 1969 S 1-cent double die obverse coin graded by PCGS Image 64 red. Now remember that these coins can be graded as a red, brown, or brown. What you really want is the red color designation, and the reason for that is because red is the closest thing to the actual intended color of the coin when the coins are being produced. Over time, these coins can change color because of the air and the metal composition. The coins will oxidize a little bit, so what you want to know is that if the coin looks really nice, really clean, you can see some nicks and gashes, and that brown there on the face is actually a little bit of toning that's happening because of the way it was stored. But what made this coin sell for $58,800 is the doubling that's happening in the Liberty at the left, motto at the top, and the date at the right there. You can see some very clear doubling happening. If you have a 1969 penny and it has doubling like this, you could have a coin with a lot of money because this one sold for $58,800. Hit that subscribe button, it really does help out. If you'd back with them, say no more, and I'll see you in the next video.